Hi everyone, how is everybody doing today? So, I'm super psyched up. So if I get all squeaky and high pitched, you know the reason why. It is 10 to 1 in the morning and I have finished this project, which I'm so I know it's going to be treasured and I know it's going to be used and loved and inspired by, and that's exactly what I want it to be. But I have thoroughly enjoyed making it, that I'm so excited to show you it. So, let me show you. It is another Traverlers Notebook. And I'm actually going to be making more of these. I've been told I'm quite good at making them. And I love all the little detail things in them. And this is going to the lovely Angie Paisley. She doesn't know it yet. I'm actually going to see her tomorrow. So I better hurry up because it's 10 to 1 in the morning. She doesn't know it yet, but once she opens it, I can obviously put it up on YouTube. But I'm going to talk you through how I've done it and what I've done, basically what's inside it. So first of all, as you can see, I haven't really done that much to the outside because even though I'd done the book, I wanted it so that Angie could add to it, so she can make it her own. She can add as much to it as she wants to add to it. So she can add to the front or the back, whatever. So this wrap around is made out of basically little scraps. I basically had a long piece of cotton and I just put it through the machine and I just cut out like 1 inch by 1 inch squares, and I've done the wrap around. I'm actually going to zoom in for you guys to see a bit more of it. Sorry if the lighting's not completely right. And it goes all the way around the book. I've sewed at that edge and you'll see how it sort of fits together, this edge. Now the other thing I did, there's an elastic inside the middle which allows the book to come out, and so she can put another one in if she wants to. But I bought this today. I went to town today and I got the last of my Christmas presents, and I bought this for her, and it's basically a Christmas decoration, but I loved it so much that I know she's gonna love it. It's all in like pink crystals, as you can see. It's blinging, and it's got like jingle jangle bells on the top, and you could have any letter you wanted for the bottom, and I had A, of course, for the lovely Angie Paisley, so she knows this book is hers. So I've added that. When I made it, I made sure that I looped the elastic over the top to allow me to put a charm on, because I wanted to put a charm on. Now she can add to that charm. She can put a tassel on. Like I said, she can add to the book. That's the idea she could do. I'm just so excited to A, show you, and B, show her. So yeah, super excited. So that's the tassel. So I didn't make the tassel, I bought the tassel. Everything else though I made, and like I say, this is made, I've done it 2 sides and it's got 3 poppers on. I've done 2 sides, and basically as it was going through the machine, I was cutting like 1 inch by 1 inch little pieces and just sewing in as I was going along. So there's 3 poppers on here. There's 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. They're all hand sewn on. Now she can extend the book, so the thicker it's going to get, obviously the thicker she'll need it. She can add the poppers to it as she wishes. She can even add it on the last popper if it gets that thick that she needs to add to the last popper. So like I say, this is sewn. It's sewn all the way around. This lace that I've used on the back, it's actually vintage lace. Now this is why I didn't go crazy with the front, because of that very reason. I actually bought it off a lady on eBay, and she said it's vintage lace, and it's like a vintage type lace curtain theme. Bob, you know what kind of gist. Anyway, I didn't want to do too much to it, so I did this separate to the book, and then I eventually sewed the wraparound onto the book, and it's sewed all the way around. And then of course I put the poppers on. The poppers were the last thing to go on, and she can add to it as she wishes. So let's dive in. I love the bell. I love the jingle jangle of the bell. So when you open the book, the first thing you'll see, now there's a couple of things that are new in this book that nobody would have seen me do. I'm gonna see, oh, that's better. Right, so this lace I've used is actually lace I bought in a crafting fair that I went with my mum, and it's made in Italy. So I wanted like the best of lace to go on there for Angie, because she supports me in everything I do, my group, my YouTube. She gives me advice when I need it, advice when I don't need it. She tells me when something looks good, when something needs adding to, and she is the bestest friend anybody could ever ask for. So this is why I wanted this book to be as special as I could possibly get to special for her. So I used the lace that was in Italy. Now I haven't got much of it left. I've probably got enough to do another book, but I am going to do one in the new year. So these tags, now I haven't printed them off anywhere. I've created some of the tags and the ephemera that are in this book. I've actually created it, and what's going to happen in the new year is I'm actually going to be adding the ephemera to my group. I don't know how much ephemera a week I'm going to be adding, but I am going to be adding ephemera to the group. So you'll see different things. And one of the things that I did do is this, and it says this book belongs to, and I've left it plain, but I will write a little message in there. So when she opens the book, she'll obviously see a little message from me in there. So I always think it is nice to have this book belongs to in a journal or a book of some kind. So the cover of the actual book, now like I said to you before, right at the beginning, it is in the elasticated, so you can take the book out and extend it. So the book cover is made from 2 different pieces of paper. I don't know whether you can see it just join in there. It's made from 2 different pieces of paper, and it's made from, let me see if I can find the, it's made from the Shabby Chic paper pad, Craftwork Arts. That's the paper style it's made from. So I've used most of the paper in this book on Angie's. I've used most of the paper on here in Angie's book. I just thought it fitted in really well. So, and I also used old lace by Stampera as well for some of the ephemera. So that came from Stampera, that corset. The little stamps came from Graphic 45, and then what I did as I was going along is I added lace and bits of scraps. It wouldn't be me if I didn't do that. I stitched, this was a piece of ephemera, this circle, and it came with a paper pad. Now what I did was I stitched it to the front of the book before I even started filling it up, of course, and then that allowed me then to have a pocket. So in the pocket there is a little tag that I've had for quite some time. I think that came from Etsy. I think it was a wedding journal I downloaded, and I cornered the edges off. I have inked it. I have put a little note in there. Actually, I might put that in there. The note is in there. I've put a dress form. Now this is what I've created, this dress form, and these will be added to the group in the new year. I also created this little tiny one, which is super cute. I absolutely love it, and I love the fact it's got a little ball on the top. So I've created them, so like I say, she can add them in. Now the book is actually tied as well with a 2 pieces of organza ribbon. So when you undo it, you can see how full it actually is. So when I flick open, some of the pages have got things on, some of the pages haven't. So this, like I say, is made from 2 pieces of paper. So it allows her to add to the book if she wants to add to it. and it allows her to use her ephemera to stick to or whatever she wants to do. On this page, however, I added different pieces of fabric. So the pink piece of fabric at the back is fabric that got sent to me, and I believe that got sent to me by the lovely Laurel. I think it was her that sent me the felt. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think it was her. I'm not 100%. Don't count me on it. And then I added some wedding appliques and bits of tulle. This is graphic 45. This has been in my box, and this was Tulle's ephemera, I believe. This roses one. And then behind here, so when I buy kits off Marlo, who is Gracie's Place, she always puts in bags. Now, these are the type of bags she puts in. I'll explain what I've done with this one. But these are the bags she always puts in, and you can add to them or you can create to them. This is actually dry, but it's totally up to you what you do with them. So I'm just making sure I don't get any ink on me. So what I did was I stitched everything to the bag and then I attached it to the page. So behind here is again this lovely dress form that I've created. This tag came from, some of them, God, where did this tag come from? I think this one came from Alice, I believe so. This one came from Alice. She was in Shibling Vintage Lace, and every Sunday she adds ephemera, and this was the a couple of the ephemeras that are in this book is what she added. So yeah, there's that one. You see that Alice or Pinterest I had that one from. These were journaling pages that I shrinked down. And they've got like an old style sort of writing into them, and I have linked the back because I thought Angie might like to do it. I've cornered the edges with my corner punch, and I've also rounded the edges with my corner punch. But I love the dress form, and I love dress forms anyway. All the pages, while I'm sticking these back in, have all been tea dyed. It was originally a book that I took apart, tea dyed all the pages, and went from there. So all the edges you'll notice in the book, they've all got like little tabs on the end. And when I made my last journal, I really liked the idea of it having a tab on the end. So when I flick over, I can't wait to show her. Flick over to the side, you will see some more lace. This guest check, this actually came from Alice because it was in with an envelope too. And then in here we have a spool. I've put some lace around and just pinned it. That again, that came from the lovely Alice. Thank you, Alice, for that one. This one came from Etsy, and I downloaded that. That was a paper pack, and it had all different ones, and you'll see them through the book too. These ones I actually created. Mason jars, which I am dead chuffed at how they've turned out, and I love the fact it's faded, because I always think that a mason jar, when you look through a jar, you're never going to get a clear picture because it's a it's a mason jar you're looking through. And then I created this one using one of the paper pads, but using my own template. I've created it. So like I say, some of the ephemera, the template of that and that ephemera I actually created myself, and she's got a bit of lace in there too, and it just tucks under or tucks behind quite nicely. On this page I've put a piece of, it's just a piece of paper that I've just cut into a shape and just sewn on the edge. Then I've added pieces of lace and just bits of fabric that gives me that tab again. And then this actually comes out. So it comes out like a bus ticket. This you can add a hidden message to. And this I had from Pinterest. Now, they are actually tickets that you can cut down. But I saw something else when I was had them. And I've inked the edges, and she can add a little hidden message in there, and then what it does then, it tucks under that, and it then stops this from coming up. So I'm going to show this is grease paper, and I've stenciled a butterfly on there using my inks. And like I say, all the pages have been tea dyed. So there's that one. On this page, sorry, I'm going way ahead. Again, stenciling some pages. This paper came from the lovely Alice. You'll see that in the book anyway, and I didn't do too much to it because there's lines, so she is able to write on it. On this side, there is, if I take these out, you'll see a doily that was purple, and I inked it. I also inked the back of this because I didn't tea dye this. I just printed it out as is and just inked around it. And again, I'm sure this is Alice's tags. I'm sure they are. My own shape of the dress form, and I used my own template, and I did it from a paper pad that I bought, and then I cut a die cut out. Now this is tattered lace, one of the lace dies, so I've cut that out. It looks like a butterfly to me. So there's them, and they're all plain on the back. I have inked them because like I say, Angie can do that. Then on the bottom, this flicks up, and then inside there are tiny little ephemera pieces. Some I've created by myself. So I've created that little one, which I think is so super cute. And it's just plain on the back. And then these, that one I had in my on my files. That one came from Etsy ages ago. These, I can't remember where these have come from, to tell you the truth. I think they've come from that lovely lady called Alice. So these are just super tiny that she can journal on. I am just super psyched to how this has turned out. And that goes in that tiny little envelope. She can hide away. And that was made out of a music note. And then the little flap at the corner just tucks under you. And what I did was one of those postcards you've just seen, I rounded the edges off so it tucks in nicely. This side I stenciled. Now this has got a paper clip on. So on this side you'll see an envelope. Now this actually came from Alice. And then inside are these. Now these are what I had from Etsy. So there's that one. There's that one. And then there's that one. So thank you, Alice, for your ephemera. I hope I've sort of used it well. And I've stenciled on that too. So like I say, some of the ephemera is my own, some is the lovely lady called Alice on Shoveling Vintage Lace, and some is Etsy. So this page, I'm just going to show you the pages, otherwise I'll repeat where everything's come from. So this page is all full of laces, some dies. I've even used some birds, and then underneath, instead of on the flap on the top, I've actually got it underneath. So there's like ephemera like these. These are like little corner spots, again Etsy, that she can play about with, and then this one was Etsy too. So she can play about with them, and she's going to have lots of fun. I know she is. And Angie wants to make a journal, but she doesn't know where to start. And this is what made it so fun to make a one. She said, Colette, where do you start making one? I really don't know what to pick up. I've got all these like ideas and I'm watching videos. And I think she's just finding it a little overwhelming myself. And I think she needs to see something in her hand in order to know where to begin. So these ones I created myself. And I did it in pink, of course, because of the lovely Angie. This is tattered lace dye. And then this one is just lace on one of the circle dies in that paper pad, and that there is from Graphic 45. On this page I used a stencil and my ink. This page I wanted to do something different, so behind it there's a little tab of lace that I sprayed in pink because Angie is pink-a-dink crazy, and I created that little pocket there using another paper pad I bought, and then the dress form I wrapped some fabric. Now this fabric I absolutely love, and it got sent to me by someone on the group. Forgive me if I can't remember your name, but I absolutely love it. And I've only got a tiny amount left, but I wanted to use it on the dress form like it was already wrapped. So behind it, that came from Alice, that's myself, and that was Pinterest, I believe. Pinterest. So again, all plain on the back for it to do. And I did some stenciling as well. That was a stencil that Angie recently gave me. And she said, oh Claire, I don't know where to start. And there's also, so the pocket's also there, but it's also here too. So I might put that there so she knows the pocket's there. This is all stamped up with the stencil. When you turn the page then, I've created a pocket again with that gorgeous lace, and it's almost like silk and it frays. So some lace, some tulle, a bit of ephemera just tucked in here there to create a pocket, and I've used a doily. So behind the doily there's some tattered lace dye, and then in here we have, I'm going to see if Angie recognises, this is the funniest thing I thought, that was, I just thought, I wonder whether she'll recognise it. So Angie made me a couple of envelopes ages ago, absolutely ages ago. And I put 2 in here, and I've stuck 2 in here to see if she recognises it. So that was one of them. This is come from Marlou when I ordered the Paris kit. That was in the Paris kit, and I just loved it that much. I wanted to share it with Angie. Again, my own template, and I used one of the paper pads I had previously bought, and I did another mason jar. She's going to get sick to death of these mason jars. I'm finished. This one, I'm going to use a little tag to show you. This one on this side is one of those circle things that came with that paper pad that I've shown you. And then behind it, I've gone so miniature, is like little tiny little things again for her to play about with. Like the things to do, like list of things to do that she can jot down really tiny. And they tuck right behind there. A lot of lace. This spoon was in the teacup section, and this is actually on a bag, so Angie can put something in the bag if she requires. It does stay there, I promise. It was there we are. So she can put something in the bag, because I did use one of the glycerine bags that was in the kit, previously in the kit. I'll pop that just like so. Again, a stencil. This one is one of the postcards that I had in Marlou's kit, and in this one I've created bus tickets I've inked. These are things I've had off Etsy, and I just thought she can play about with them, which I'm sure she's going to have lots of fun with this. And then with this one I've created like lots of like fabrics, bus tickets. I've created a little bus ticket. I just random like pieces of paper that were cut, just cut, and it opens up so she can write her hidden message there as well. So blank piece there. This one is like a waterfall. It comes out. This is the old lace by Stampera paper, and I've used like pieces of lace and to make little tabs on the end. This then comes out and we're in the middle of the book. So it comes out, and I created, this was Alice, she did some envelopes. So I'm going to take out, so first of all you've got the little envelope there that goes into. Then behind the envelope there's a dress form, and I stuck a butterfly there because I absolutely love butterflies and it just needed to happen. And then I use like different pieces of fabric and all sorts. And then behind there there's a tag, there's that tag, and then she can see like I've used different like this is made from music sheets and different pieces of paper that I've just put together on one piece of paper, but there's actually 2 pockets there. And we're in the middle of the book, and I didn't have any other cord but red, which I was like, oh no, red cord really, but beggars can't be choosers, and I just wanted something to fit in there. So she's got that. Then this side is lots of fabrics I've sewn in. Most of these I've sewn in. And then behind this then are 2 spools with the dress forms. And I've just created, from this little pocket, I've just created pieces of paper I've just cut out in the shape of like a square, and I've tucked them under, and bus tickets, more tabs and like fabrics. And then when I flick this over, again, some of the pages are plain. So this one, this word beautiful was in like a paper pad, well, not a paper pad set, it was separate, and there was a couple of them. So I used the word beautiful because that's what Angie is. I had to sum her up in one word. She's the beautiful soul, a beautiful person inside and out. So that had to go in. And then that ephemera was Etsy and more bus tickets, and I don't know, yeah, that comes out to write on. Again, this is plain, that's plain. That's the other side of the postcard, sorry, and there's a pocket there. That's plain. This one, again, it's just pieces of paper and pieces of lace just to make a pocket. And then that comes out, and I've stenciled behind. And I am, just like I said, I'm so excited to share it with her. So I'm going to take this piece of paper because again she can put it in the glossary bag as well as. So it just all depends. So on this one, on this side, different pieces of paper again, different lace, doilies, you name it, I put it in there. And then again, to see if Angie can see what I put in there, I made my own mason jar, and I also made my own envelopes, which I didn't stick together because I thought that she might want to stick some lace. If it was me, I'd stick like, let me just quickly show you. I'd stick a bit of lace there, so when it closed, it would stick out. That's what I would do. But anyway, I did stick it together, but that's what I've created. And then this side, this is the one that I just hope that she notices. This is the envelope that Angie sent to me. So I made some punch holes and I put some organza ribbon through. And then behind that is some music paper, and I've cornered the edge off like you would on top of a cellophane bag. And then what I've done is put some spools in. Again, my own template, created a dress form, and I put it in her own envelope, which I'm dying to see if she recognises it. A stencil there, that's plain. This was a envelope that I created. There's nothing in that. Oh yes, there is. These are what I created. So there's tiny little mason jars. This is what I've created. This is what will be on the group in the new year. And all the mason jars are completely different. And I just look, they're just tiny. And then these are just tiny little tabs. Tiny little tabs. That's what they are. Just like completely and utterly tiny. How cool are they? So they will be on the group in the new year, and I cut them out. There's actually tons there for Angie to play about with. It's made in the envelope that I created as well, which is nice. And then if I put that there and pin this, we're nearly to the end of the book. Right. And then this side, then I've used different pieces of ephemera. I kept my stamps, so every time somebody sends me something, I'm keeping the stamps. So this flicks out, and it flicks out that way for it to create something there. And this was a page that I tea stained, that I dripped. So instead of throwing it out in the bin, I created something with it. And again, different pieces of lace and ephemera to create that there. That opens up then stencil there. This one is a so bits of lace, bits of ephemera. So if I pull it that way, she's got all this to write on, and I've just put a stamp there. That is vintage. That was in one of the latest kits that Marlo sent me. And then if she pulls this way, she's got all the writing space this way too. So it's like a flip over. So there's that. Then again, we're back to that paper that Alice gave me, and gave on the group rather. Piece of just, that came out of a book, and I just fancy sticking it there with a bit of tulle. This is an actual pocket, but I haven't put anything in it. Again, a tab on the end. I can't remember whether this is a pocket. No, this isn't a pocket. This is just somewhere for to write on. That's a stencil. That's plain, and one on the back of the book. And then I've also created, I'll take one of these out to show you. There's a pocket there. So she's got a pocket there. And then on the back, again with this Italian lace, I've created like little tabs that she can play about with. So yeah, that's Angie's journal. And then of course we're on the back of the book. So I am super psyched to give this to her. I am just really psyched up, and I really do hope you've really enjoyed looking through the journal as much as I have enjoyed making it. It was such a buzz to make this journal for her, because I know that she hasn't been given a journal. She desperately wants to make one, and she just doesn't. She keeps saying, "Can't wait to start." And I kept putting her off, saying, "Oh, you know." Little does she know that I've been busy writing and making her one. So, Ange, I really do hope you love your book, and I really do hope you have as much pleasure out of it. Well, I know you will, as that I did making it. And yeah, leave some comments below. I'd love to see what you think about the ephemera that I made, and see what you think about that. And yeah, I'll catch you in my next video. Take care. Bye for now.